How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go into the updates for the Thea mind control build. We are pushing about 200 billion now. Not too much has changed from the last one. It's basically just upgrading most of the year, but I figured I'd go over things for people so we can kind of explain, I guess, what has changed or what we needed to change in order to get there. So first things first, this is the helmet. Basically ended up having to go, or you'll want to replace it eventually, but not until you can actually get a helmet here with full T1, or with at least a few T1s. I'm running this here with Affliction Effect, Reaping Cooldown Recovery, and additional enemies take, or additional damage taken by nearby enemies, as well as some extra ES, because we're starting to kind of slowly make our conversion over there. My necklace is still the same. For the belt, we have pushed more tier 1 mods on this. I'm ensuring we're pushing the Reap as well. Just pushed more tier 1 mods on the ring. T1 Affliction Effect, things like that. The weapon itself has slowly started to creep up. It is almost full T1 now. The reaping duration, honestly, is kind of a big one that we do need to start pushing. I need to honestly get to the point where the res in the gear is high enough. It's kind of almost getting there now, to where there's Kismets that I have in there right now, destinies that need to be turned into reaping duration destinies. So once your res actually gets good enough, what you can do is we can actually get to the point where, well, you can see I've been farming quite well. What we can actually do is there are these micro dot destinies here for reaping duration, and these are absolutely worth running here. So let's see, max 4. See if I can find someone that just sells a few of them already. So what we're going to want to do is basically slot these into your tree here. So for me right now, I'm over res cap on fire, cold by, I can remove 3 of the cold ones at least, maybe 4. One of the lightnings and one of the fires, if there's one in there. I don't remember if I even have any fires in here, but I said 3 or 4 of the cold, and then yep. We're going to install reaping duration in here instead. Let's remove this. Yep. And we're going to put reaping duration here instead. Yes. We'll remove the 6% lightning as well. And we'll put this in with reaping duration instead. Same thing to go with basically the rest of them. What was I? I was at 77 or something before. So we'll leave that. Do I have any fire? Oh, I do have a fire as one. Perfect. Okay. We're going to move this as well. Put reaping duration in here as well. And then let's go ahead and test it again. So what I mean by you need enough reaping duration, I actually ran into a scenario where I had T1 reaping duration on this helmet here. And when I ended up upgrading it to reaping cooldown recovery speed, I actually lost damage, which I was really surprised about. I'm sure there's a breakpoint somewhere, so I honestly need to look and find a calculator. I know someone was saying like Gooba has one or something else, but yeah, I was surprised to lose damage on it. I guess if we can get mind control to not decide to turn itself off, this should be higher damage as well. So as you can see, just in the video itself here, we managed to push it all the way to 234 billion instead. So the reaping duration is good. It is necessary. The thing keeps turning itself down, so that's kind of annoying, but we'll continue. You guys kind of get the idea. Get your reaping duration as well. Don't neglect it. Don't just leave it at T2 and everything. For a while there, I was like, oh, well, we're using reaping purification. I'm not even sure if reaping duration is even doing that much. Turns out it is, so don't neglect it like me. Yeah, so this one again, I pushed quite a bit. It's gotten a lot better. Same with this one. I've been pushing the tier 1 mods on this as well. This ring as well, push some tier 1 mods. Because of the fact that I was telling this ring basically to roll for either tier 1 reaping duration or tier 1 affliction effect. Whichever I got, I ended up getting reaping duration. I'm pretty sure int plus one of these mods is better than trying to go for both reaping duration and affliction. So keep that in mind. Like this necklace, for example, is giving me like a roughly, I don't know, 150 int, something like that, basically. I guess more than that as well. Plus 10% all stats. So it's giving a decent amount. Like 200 int, maybe, something like that. I tried replacing this this necklace with the Phantom necklace. So I was running this thing right here, okay, with plus 9. I had it at plus 9. I was sealing over 99% of my life, and I was getting plus 9 out of this necklace. And this plus 9 necklace was not coming out ahead damage-wise over the over my other one, like over this necklace here. So I was very, very surprised. I guess the int, obviously, I mean, 200 int is 100% multi, so I understand it's a little bit hard to beat. I was giving up, like, again, you're having to remove your erosion spirit, you're removing your swiftness, you're giving up a lot of quality of life stuff, so you're giving up a lot of movement speed, things like that. So I was kind of happy that it wasn't better because I didn't really want to have to move slow, but it is what it is. So these King's Boons here now with this like max 1 second reaping duration on them are pretty cheap here. As you can see, they're like 100 FE to 200 depending on how much movement speed you want on them. These are a damage increase. Now that you have a ton of reaping cooldown recovery. So once you get a ton of reaping cooldown recovery, this extra reap here obviously is much better. So that spikes things up quite a bit. Then we have our Providential Gloves still here. These are the same. And our chest is still the same. So there is another increase you can do for your gloves if you are someone who wants to spend the money to do so. I'm kind of torn on it because I kind of want to maybe try to do a different build on her. But if you are trying to push mind control, which there are people doing it, they're at the top of the ladder or they're in like the top 3 on the ladder. The gloves that you do want to be pushing are Wings of Light here, which gives Intimidated an additional base effect here to where it does 40% additional damage if you get the corrupted version, 40% additional damage for each type of crowd control effect on the enemy. If you are going to use these gloves, though, it is important that you have to use the Kismet that also gives you the chance to actually inflict Intimidate. What that means is that you need to actually go get this Kismet down here under Medium Fate, and I believe it's under Spell here. And it's this Tiger Roar, and it's 1600 FE. So don't get baited, but remember, if you're going to go buy those gloves for like 1500 FE or whatever they are, you have to also buy the 1500 FE Kismet. So when you do get this, though, it is very good damage-wise, right? You're going to get a ton of damage out of the gloves because you will have every single... you will have all the crowd control effects on it if you use mind control using that last special support. You can kind of do that with this noble support here for Entice. So this, you can put everything on that. Everything other than knockback will get put on here. So you will be hitting things with 7 different crowd control effects, which means you're getting 280% multi out of the gloves, which obviously is hard to beat. Nothing else is going to beat that. That's going to be like a massive, massive, massive damage increase. So if you want to go that route, it is highly recommended. The other changes that we have made here, we did end up changing a little bit to the skills. Just a tiny bit. We have our Reaping Agony here on our Shackles. And then on our Erosion Magus, we have Grudge, and then Superpowers over here. And then that's all that's changed there. When we did swap to the different helmet, we did swap one of the +1 channel candles to a Casta. Excuse me. To a +1 curse candle instead, because we obviously needed to get that +1 curse back. And then the last change we ended up making was to the slates. And that was basically because the only things we really need from Deception slates are one of this 100% blur on kill mods, along with one of these gain blur per stacks of 5 wilt. So I got channeling stacks with this, and then everything else is basically just channeling stacks and channeling stacks and channeling stacks, and then focus blessings and focus blessings. So you can also do some things where basically all of the slates that you're getting, you kind of want your slates to be +1 channeling stack and at least either focus blessing or +1 spell. So you can actually start with +1 spell slates that are they cost like 2 to 3 FE. So if you look for spell level slates here and you buy these, and you just start from this and you buy these with 1 legendary thing node on the bottom, you can use this, the legendary divinity slot minimum count 1. You can use this to basically just go keep buying these up and then just spamming them until you hit either +1 channel or +1 focus on them, and then you'll have good slates. So if you're going to continue to play this, you need to basically want to go hammer through this until you push that. So highly recommended. But yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and other than that, see you in the next one.